day. Bubbles and these models, it's popping, I tip her. I skip her, I give her the. Girl, you on my line right now. Yeah, I can see the signs right now. Feeling like a boss right now. Feeling like a boss right now. And you just took a loss right now. Dripping in the sauce right now. Get a sprinkle up my style. I'm about to lock down. Feel like in the real life, dripping all the sauce in the good life. You shine, I shine.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. Straight ahead, we've got a good... Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they'll run it here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Set! 3-19!
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. The numbers for him from a week ago: 24 carries, 103 in the yardage department.
And when you lead the league in rushing for this stretch of time,
Here we go.
now you take on the identity. You now lead the team, and everything runs through you in terms of offense.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, there'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
That?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, to have that dagger play, to have that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Now let's go. Green.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And now the offensive starters for the Packers.
And wide receiver Tyler Lockett continues to improve as a route runner and a playmaker downfield. But let's not forget, his main use, kick returner. Knows how to break open a game in that area as well.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield. Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now the starting lineup here defensively for Pittsburgh. They're currently 6th in the NFL in defending the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. So unable to get any yardage at all off of the screen there on 3rd down.
And ordinarily on 3rd down, that's when you want to bring pressure. You get all your guys who want to get after the quarterback. But how about the patience they showed? Read the play, snuffed it out, and made a nice stop.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. First down, he'll drop to throw. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Let's take a look now at how Green Bay will line up defensively. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. They go play action here on first down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and set them down.
Call it a gain of 3, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, got the safe completion on 3rd. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
False start, offense.
Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. He got 29 yards that time. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Welch. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete, and now second down.
Now let's go. Green 39.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rolling to his right, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion, or even worse, an interception.
And on the ground they go with a running back. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
You have to have guys who can limit the other team's number of plays run and possessions. And no better way than an interception. And what a great way to break into the league.
Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Pass incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Now back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. Well, earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did it.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play, because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
And they'll run it here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they got a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And the Steelers on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Set. Green 39.
They'll set up to throw. This is brought in by Harding. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. A minute 59 to go in the first half. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Newton on first down. And this will be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It'll be a gain of 4, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Newton. Throw left side, complete. It's Carr. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Tressway now. He's been terrific so far. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Welch. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
He's got a man. That's caught left sideline. A really nice nice gain of 25 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw now on first down. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Here we go now.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. And his kick is indeed good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end the drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, well, I know we hold off on the halftime update after all. Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
But that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He'll look to throw. It's hauled in by Hardy. A good pickup there at 22. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line.
Let's go! Green, 39! Green!
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block would be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From the 50, Newton. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A gain of 3, second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down at the 28.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. A really nice catch, but bottom line, that should have gone for more yardage.
Give him a pass in the flat that allows him to get upfield. There's plenty of distance between him and all the defenders. Actually cost himself some yardage there. Yeah, they got the completion, but it could have been so much more.
So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Off play action. Newton. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver. Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, a 22. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there, creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will tie things up at 6-6. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a 1st down to boot.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. He'll drop to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Back now in Pittsburgh, all even as we get ready to start the 4th. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Now Newton, he's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath, nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Here's Newton now on second down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And that takes us from second to third down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Yeah, once more, strong running. Excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
On first down, Newton. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. As his guys are in for 6. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10.
Set, blue, landing.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
That's just flat out a terrific play because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
Looking to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to make it fourth down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. On first down, it's Newton. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They always say the real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing,
Timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there. Threw it behind him. 2nd and 10. Newton again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Newton. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's Newton. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, landing. Blue.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh 1st.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Blue, landing. Blue, landing.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. He's back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he stopped immediately there. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. And on the ground they go with a running back. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He stops it with a spike at 8 seconds. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete, and now 2nd down.
Green 39! Green 39!
Back to throw. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost at fever pitch. Down 1 is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd, carry it into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his throw is incomplete.
You got to remember, because now that we're in overtime,
mistakes get magnified. So you got to walk that line between being aggressive and being careful, because that was a dangerous throw right there. You obviously could not have an interception in this spot.
It nearly was an interception. He's lucky to get that one back. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. 2 straight incompletions. Now the pressure's really on. Last thing you want here to start overtime, a 3 and out.
And I know that a few years ago when they changed the rules about overtime, it may have changed a little bit about how you go about things. But bottom line is, when you have the football, you never want to give it up. You want to make sure you get points on the board at a minimum and put pressure on the other team. This is a huge third down call coming up.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Going up top. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Newton now to throw. And an alley to run. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And it looks like Steeler football. It is. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
It doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield is success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Holding offense.
You said just a minute ago that mistakes get magnified in OT. Now then, when we talked about it, we were discussing a near interception, but I would think penalties, they apply as well.
They certainly do, because they are mistakes. And when I played at Tennessee, the #1 game maximum we had, that we talked about before every ball game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's what you're looking for.
It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels. Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
And, partner, right away, I'm brought back to the words of my special teams coach when I played in college. Sometimes you just have to want to go block a kick.
And here with a chance to win the game at OT on the O-line, you got to max protect.
It's amazing, isn't it? You spend all that time in practice, you go over all the different possibilities, and with the game's on the line, someone leaks through, and now you got a block kick. I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down. Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a two tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the two tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see two tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And this is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open. And this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. They're going to look to throw. On the completion, this is Carey. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a first down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defense...
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
Here we go now.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
To throw is Newton. Flush to his right. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle.
Pass interference. Defense.
So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
And this one is incomplete. Well, we had 2 ties last season in 2016, and now we've got another here.
They're part of the game, but I can sound philosophical here and say, well, what can you do? But neither team happy, right? No one wants to walk away from here with a tie, but I guess it's better than walking away with a loss, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the bright side for both teams, but nobody walking away a victor. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching.